Too many things are going this way. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Even down to my travel, I'm like, ooh, if it's like off, that flight ain't for me, or this ain't for me. Like,
you know, so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more, or make you want to make money to get it back?
No.
I'm not with him.
No.
Yeah. Not by choice, but, you know, I respect him.
Not by choice. That's all Angela Simmons dropped when somebody asked if she was single. And those 3 little words told the whole story. No need to name names. Everybody instantly knew she was hinting about Yo Gotti. But here's the twist. Fast forward to today, and the whole thing's flipped on its head. Gotti's out here chasing her down again, begging for another shot. After GloRilla straight up embarrassed him live in front of the world. What you didn't see on IG. The pricey gifts, the late night calls, and all those whispers about Gotti's moves that had Angela slowly backing away long before that live stream meltdown. Let's take it back for a second, all the way to 2015. That's when Gotti dropped that track with the infamous line, "I just followed Angela Simmons, boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons." He wasn't playing coy, he put his feelings on blast for the entire world to hear. Folks were like, dang, Gotti, you bold! But he didn't care. He doubled down, letting everyone know she was the dream girl. Angela wasn't just any woman either. She's Reverend Run's daughter, hip-hop royalty, practically untouchable. And yet here's this Memphis rapper fearlessly shooting his shot from a rap bar to real life. And then, boom! Years later, what seemed like a fairy tale finally turned real. By 2023, the rumors turned into reality when they went Instagram official. Angela dropped that flawless pic of them together with the caption, "Yo, all I need." It looked picture perfect, solid, and unshakable from the outside. But insiders swear that glossy photo was already hiding cracks in their love story. People were calling Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti the hip-hop grown couple. Like, finally, we had a celebrity relationship that looked classy, mature, and not dipped in drama. But let's be real, Instagram can sell a fantasy. Behind all those flawless photos, things were allegedly crumbling fast. Word on the street? Angela felt like she was the only one putting in the real effort. One insider even claimed Angela was saying she gave more energy than she got back, and honestly, it checked out. Yo Gotti's grind never slowed down. His schedule was stacked, and Angela started feeling like she was stuck at the bottom of his priorities. And let's not forget, Angela's no tag-along. She's running fashion lines, pushing fitness brands, building her empire. She wasn't looking to be a trophy on somebody's arm. She wanted consistency, not just staged red carpet smiles. Meanwhile, Gotti's CMG label was exploding, and his artist GloRilla was everywhere after FNF took off. She was in the studio with him, at the parties, constantly in his orbit. At first, people brushed it off as business, but you know how this game goes. Whispers turn into rumors snowball into headlines, and suddenly folks were out here saying Gotti was way too close to GloRilla. And then, boom, the bombshell dropped. GloRilla hopped on IG Live and flat out clowned him in front of everybody. Overnight, Gotti went from living his fantasy to looking like he lost it all. Angela, the love story, the couple goals image, everything. Wild, right? A rapper's dream turned real-life nightmare. Now we're talking one of the messiest breakups the internet has seen in a long minute, and it just keeps getting shadier by the day. The whole Gotti and Glo situation has been loud without Glo even saying much at all. The internet's been side-eyeing from the jump because the way Gotti was moving, it wasn't giving label boss, it was giving man trying to lock something down. Think about it, this wasn't normal CEO behavior. Dude wasn't just handing out promo opportunities or studio time. Nah, he was pulling up with gifts that screamed personal. Remember when he surprised her with that brand new Maybach truck for her birthday? Not flowers, not a simple congrats cake, a whole $200,000 luxury ride with a giant red bow. Glo hopped on IG gushing, "You're the best!" looking lit up like she just got engaged. Fans went nuts in the comments, pointing out how over the top it was. They knew this wasn't business as usual, and just when people thought it couldn't get any wilder, boom, he dropped another jaw dropper.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah, AP, baby! AP!
A diamond-encrusted Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 18 carats sitting heavy on her wrist. 60 grand gone like it was pocket change. That wasn't just flexing on other labels, that was flexing on everybody watching. But here's the kicker. You don't toss out Maybachs and luxury watches unless the feelings run deeper. Fans started connecting the dots like detectives, wondering out loud if this was more than a business partnership. One even commented, "Oh, she looks so pretty. He buys her the best gifts and he always talks about her like he's proud." And honestly, he did. Every time Gotti spoke on Glo, it wasn't just CEO praise. It sounded like a man bragging about his muse, his girl winning big under his watch. And it wasn't only the gifts. Gotti was showing up everywhere for her. He even popped out at her birthday bash in Memphis, hitting the stage right beside her, hyping her up like her #1 fan. That's not quiet label boss moves. That's energy of a man too deep in it. Gotti wasn't hiding a thing. He made it crystal clear that he was standing right beside GloRilla, showing her love out loud.
Hey, how y'all doing? Come on up here, man. Y'all whole squad, you know what I'm saying?
And even though Glo never directly shaded Angela or came at her sideways, her presence was loud enough on its own. Loud enough that people started asking the messy question, if he's doing all this for Glo, what exactly does that mean for Angela? Because actions always speak louder than words, and Gotti's actions had the streets buzzing nonstop. Meanwhile, Angela was posting something totally different on her IG story. She dropped a line that hit heavy. "I want what wants me, in all areas. What flows, flows. What goes, goes." That wasn't just a random motivational quote. That was a woman tapping out quietly, saying without saying, "I'm not fighting for a man whose loyalty is already flowing somewhere else." That's deep. An insider even said Angela isn't the jealous, insecure type. It's not her style to trip over gossip. But don't get it twisted, she's not naive either. She knows how to spot red flags, even if they come wrapped in rumors. All she wanted was more of his time, more reassurance, more effort. Instead, she was getting expensive gifts thrown around in another direction while she was left reading between the lines. So when the breakup finally hit the fan, when GloRilla clowned Gotti on IG Live and left him looking straight up lost, suddenly it all clicked. Those picture-perfect posts, smoke and mirrors, the reality, Gotti scrambling to win Angela back while the rest of us sat back watching like it was primetime reality TV. But here's the kicker. The real twist was Angela's silence. No rants, no messy shade, no subliminal IG shots, just calm. And that silence hit harder than any dragged-out rant ever could. If you were expecting Angela to go scorched earth and drag Gotti through the mud, you'd be disappointed. That's not her vibe. Instead, months earlier, she'd already dropped what might go down as one of the most graceful but savage gut punches ever. When Angie Martinez asked Angela if she was single, Angela smiled, paused, and simply said, "Not by choice, but, you know, I respect him. Some stuff is better left unsaid. Much love and respect to him. He's doing his thing. I'm happy for him." Back then, people called it pure class. Some even thought it sounded like closure, like she'd finally made peace with the situation. But fast forward to now, after GloRilla's viral "I don't need no man" moment and all the whispers about Gotti creeping back into Angela's orbit, those words feel completely different. Not by choice suddenly hits like a quiet confession, almost like she wanted it to work, but he fumbled the bag. And that some stuff is better left unsaid? Fans swear that was Angela dropping coded hints that she already knew more than she was letting on. About Glo, about the label drama, about everything swirling behind the scenes. Now, insiders claim Gotti's been reaching out in private, trying to make amends, and Angela's old interview sounds less like closure and more like a warning shot. She walked away with dignity, cool and calm, while he's now scrambling to win her back. The gag? Angela's already learned how to live without him. That soft little mic drop on Angie Martinez's show didn't seem like much at first, but in the aftermath of GloRilla clowning him on IG Live, fans are digging those clips up and connecting every single dot. And the blogs? Oh, they're eating this up. Rumors say Gotti's sending Angela flowers, sliding through mutual friends to smooth things over, even lurking on her Instagram, liking old posts like it's the 2025 version of I Miss You. And of course, the internet is clowning him heavy, saying he went from chasing his dream girl to crawling back in embarrassment. But here's the split. The crowd's divided. Half the people are urging Angela to leave him in the past, calling it nothing but a desperate ex move. The other half, the hopeless romantics, still rooting for him, still clinging to the idea that maybe, just maybe, this fairy tale could get a second chapter. He spent years chasing Angela Simmons, so some folks argue maybe he deserves a second chance. But either way, it's wild. Gotti went from looking like the boss who bagged his dream girl to looking like the guy who fumbled her, and now he's scrambling to crawl back just as his whole thing with GloRilla falls apart in public. But why is Gotti suddenly moving like a man desperate to rewind the clock with Angela? Because honestly, this isn't just about heartbreak. It's about survival. The whispers in the streets are getting louder, and they're not the kind of whispers any rapper wants tied to their name. There's chatter about a possible RICO case circling CMG, and ever since that Young Dolph murder trial started making headlines again, Gotti's name has been floating in conversations nobody wants to be part of. Where there's smoke in this industry, there's usually a whole fire cooking behind the scenes. Now think about it from GloRilla's perspective. She's one of the hottest rising stars out right now. Booked for festivals, endorsements lined up, the face of the new wave. The last thing she wants is her brand getting tangled in heavy legal mess tied to her own label boss. So when she jumped on IG Live and clowned him, fans couldn't help but see it as her way of protecting her bag, distancing herself before things blow up too big. Angela, though, whole different lane. She's a mom, a businesswoman, building her brand on health, fitness, and positivity. Getting caught up in RICO whispers and messy public drama, not on her checklist. That calm, respectful statement she gave, not by choice, much love and respect, wasn't just grace. It read like a clean exit, a quiet way of saying she's steering clear of all that chaos before it touches her. Meanwhile, Gotti's looking shaky, single, possibly losing his biggest artist and scrambling to keep his image afloat. The wild twist? The man who once bragged about finally winning his longtime crush now looks like he's desperately holding on as the entire internet watches the downfall unfold in real time. This isn't giving romantic movie moment. It's giving a man watching his whole world fall apart. Label drama blowing up, artist drama spinning out of control, and now he's clinging on to Angela like she's the last piece of stability he ever had. But here's the thing, nobody really knows Angela's next move. She's been ghosting Gotti completely, staying silent on the GloRilla mess, and putting her energy where it matters most, her son and her businesses. And sometimes silence speaks the loudest. If she keeps ignoring him, this could go down as one of the most public heartbreaks hip-hop has seen in years. Meanwhile, Glo has already pulled back too, leaving Gotti stuck dead in the middle of chaos he kinda created himself. First, he manifested Angela for the world to see, turned her into his dream come true moment. Then he got clowned in front of millions, and now he's chasing a woman who already seems to have moved on with her life. It's wild to think that the same down in the DM fairy tale he rapped about years ago might be closing its final chapter right in front of us. And the whole culture is watching, waiting to see if Gotti can ever bounce back from this very public downfall. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. When love, loyalty, and legacy clash in this world, nothing fades quietly. How Angela plays her cards now is what's going to decide how this entire saga gets remembered. And trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. So go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment, share this with your people, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one.